Welcome to the deep dive.
Yeah.
We love to really get into a topic here, and today it's all about the digital dressing room, how AR and VR are changing, you know, fashion.
Yeah.
And we've got some really interesting sources for this one, articles from tech companies, fashion industry experts, and even marketing reports.
Sounds fascinating.
And they're all talking about like the future of shopping,
Yeah.
like how it's going to be this really immersive experience. And this deep dive is brought to you by Cloutfit.ai. That's Cloutfit.ai.
Oh, cool.
They're a B2B fashion commerce company. Look at this. They're using AI to like totally boost user engagement and client revenue.
Wow.
Yeah. And they were founded by like the big wigs, like the CPO and CTO from major fashion e-commerce companies. So they know what they're talking about.
Yeah, it's amazing like how fast these technologies are going from,
Yeah.
just being kind of novelties to being like the main thing, the main way that we shop for clothes, shoes, makeup, anything.
Right. But before we get too far, let's define like what are AR and VR? What's the difference?
Okay, so think of it like a spectrum of reality.
Okay.
So AR, augmented reality, enhances the real world that you're seeing through your phone or your tablet. It basically puts digital elements on top of what you're actually seeing around you. You remember Pokemon Go?
Oh, yeah.
That was AR. But instead of catching Pokemon, now you can like try on clothes or see how furniture would look in your living room,
Huh?
all virtually.
So it's like adding like a digital layer on top of the world you already see.
Exactly.
Cool.
Now, VR, virtual reality, on the other hand, that's a completely immersive digital environment. You need a headset for that, and it's like stepping into a video game. A world that's designed for shopping or like attending virtual fashion shows.
Okay, so I'm picturing like those VR headsets, so that makes sense.
Mm.
What about like the tech behind them? Is one like more accessible than the other?
Yeah, that's a key difference. One of our sources talked about that. Like AR can work on, everyday devices, smartphones and tablets, things that most people already have. But VR requires those dedicated headsets, which can be, kind of a barrier for some people.
Okay, so speaking of AR,
Yeah.
one of the things that like really caught my eye was virtual try-ons.
Yeah.
It seems like a total game changer for shopping online. No more guessing, will this fit? Will this look right on me?
Exactly. It's totally revolutionizing the whole try before you buy experience.
Yeah.
One of the articles highlighted Converse's. They're doing this really well. They're using AR to let customers virtually try on shoes, and you can see it from all angles. You can even like walk around.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And like even luxury brands are getting on board. Burberry partnered with Google to bring AR experiences directly into search results.
Wow.
Like imagine searching for a handbag and then being able to see a 3D model of it right there on your phone.
That's so cool. But okay, how do these virtual try-ons actually translate into, tangible benefits for brands and shoppers? Is it all hype, or are we seeing like real results?
Yeah. Oh no, it's definitely real. It goes way beyond just a cool, experience. And the data is really fascinating. One source cite a 20% increase in sales and a 30% drop in return rates for brands that are offering these virtual try-ons.
Wow.
Yeah. And it makes sense if you think about it.
Yeah.
One of the biggest hurdles with online shopping is, not knowing if something will fit or look right on you.
Yeah.
And virtual try-ons get rid of that doubt so you buy things more confidently and you return less.
Right. That's a win-win for the shopper and the retailer.
Absolutely.
Fewer headaches for everybody.
Yeah.
But it seems like AR and VR are going like beyond just online shopping.
Yeah.
What about the actual like in-store experience?
Well, yeah, one source was talking about how AR is enhancing like brick and mortar stores in some really creative ways.
Oh, cool.
Like interactive mirrors that let you virtually try on clothes without even like stepping into a fitting room.
That's cool.
Or like imagine in-store navigation tools on your phone that guide you directly to the products you're looking for.
Sort of like a GPS for your shopping list?
Yes, exactly.
I love it. And I also read about virtual fashion shows. What's up with those?
Oh, that's where VR really shines. Like imagine you could attend a fashion show from anywhere in the world just by using a VR headset.
Right.
You're not just watching a video, you're experiencing the event, you're seeing the designs up close. You might even interact with other attendees virtually. It's a whole new level of access and engagement, and you can shop right from the virtual runway.
Wow.
So seamless. And some brands are doing this already. Alibaba, the e-commerce giant, they've already launched a virtual store where shoppers can browse and interact using these VR headsets. It's like stepping into a digital mall.
Like a digital mall.
Yeah, but without the crowds and the parking hassles.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
So we've got virtual try-ons, interactive mirrors, VR fashion shows. Is there anything AR and VR can't do?
Well, one of the most exciting developments is actually happening outside the realm of traditional retail. We're seeing the rise of digital fashion.
Okay.
So these are clothes that exist only in the virtual world.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they're gaining popularity like really fast. Brands like Tommy Hilfiger are offering virtual fashion shows and stores creating entirely digital brand experiences.
Wait, so instead of buying a physical jacket, you could buy a digital one for your avatar in a virtual world?
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
What does that mean for the future of fashion? Like, what else can we expect to see as these technologies keep evolving?
I mean, it really like blurs the lines, between physical and digital. Like it makes us rethink what fashion even is. And it raises some interesting questions about sustainability, which is, a big topic in the industry right now.
Oh, yeah, for
Mhm.
sure. And we talked about how virtual try-ons can reduce returns and waste, but how else can these technologies, help us be more sustainable in the fashion world?
Well, one of the sources was talking about how VR has incredible potential, for sustainable design. Like, imagine designers creating and experimenting with like virtual prototypes. Then they wouldn't need so many physical samples.
Mm.
That would cut down on material waste and the carbon, emissions that come with shipping all of those samples everywhere.
So VR could be a game changer for, minimizing waste before a garment is even made.
Right.
Are there any other potential benefits for sustainability?
Oh, yeah, definitely. AR could help educate customers about the environmental impact of their, fashion choices.
Okay.
What if you could just scan a garment tag with your phone and see like what materials it's made of, the manufacturing processes, even its carbon footprint?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, then people could make more conscious decisions.
That would be amazing. Like transparency is so important, and AR could be the perfect way to provide that. It seems like these technologies could really help the fashion industry, move towards a more ethical and sustainable model.
Definitely. And it's not just about the environment either. Some experts are even talking about using VR to like virtually inspect garment factories, make sure that working conditions are safe and labor practices are fair.
Wow, I hadn't even thought about that. But yeah, that makes total sense. VR could give us, a look into those supply chains that are usually so hidden.
Exactly. But, while all of this potential is amazing, it's important to remember that there are challenges too. One of the biggest is the cost of implementing, AR and VR. It's a big investment, especially for, smaller brands or independent designers.
Right. And even if the technology is there, you still have to create accurate virtual representations of the products. If a digital garment doesn't drape right or fit
Mm,
realistically, it could lead to people being disappointed and not trusting the technology.
that's a really important point. And then, of course, there's the human factor. We need to consider if people will actually use these new technologies and how comfortable they are with them. Not everyone is ready to, embrace virtual fashion shows or shop in a digital mall.
Yeah, that's true. Some people might find it overwhelming, or they might prefer the traditional way of shopping. But with all these advancements, it seems inevitable that these technologies are going to become even more part of our lives.
Yeah.
Do you think physical fashion is going to disappear completely? Like, will we all be shopping in virtual worlds and wearing digital clothes someday?
I mean, that's a fascinating question. A lot of people are asking that. And I think while the lines are definitely blurring, I don't think physical fashion is going to completely vanish.
Okay.
There's still something special about, trying on clothes in person, feeling the fabric, seeing how they move on your body.
And sometimes you just want to buy something and walk out of the store with it right then and there.
Exactly. I think we're moving towards more of a, seamless blend of physical and digital. AR and VR are tools that can make both experiences better. Online shopping can be more confident and convenient, and in-store shopping can be, more exciting and have these new dimensions added to it.
So it's not about replacing one with the other. It's about using technology to create the best shopping experience possible, no matter where you are or how you choose to shop.
Exactly. And for brands, especially those using platforms like Cloutfit.ai,
Yeah.
it's about leveraging these tools to understand how their customers behave and then tailor that shopping journey to each individual.
It makes me wonder what other creative uses for AR and VR we'll see in fashion. What are you most excited about? I'm really interested in the potential for AR and VR in fashion education.
Oh, yeah.
Like, imagine using VR to train designers or to give fashion students these incredible immersive learning experiences.
Oh, yeah, that's a great point. VR could like totally revolutionize fashion education.
Right.
Imagine students being able to virtually visit, fashion capitals around the world or step inside the design studios of like iconic brands
Right.
or even attend, historical fashion shows. It would open up so many possibilities for learning and inspiration.
Yeah, they could learn about different design techniques and experiment with like virtual fabrics and patterns,
Mm.
or even collaborate on projects with other students in a shared virtual space. Like the possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
But with all this talk about the future, I think it's important to think about some of the potential downsides too, like data privacy, for instance.
Right.
As these technologies get more personalized, they're going to be collecting a lot of information about us. Our measurements, our style preferences, even our shopping habits. How do we make sure that data is handled responsibly and that people have control over their information?
That's such an important question. We need to be really careful about data privacy as these technologies become, more a part of our lives.
Yeah.
Transparency is key,
Mhm.
Companies need to be upfront about what data they're collecting and how they're using it, and consumers need to be able to make informed choices about their data.
Absolutely. And then beyond data privacy, there's the issue of accessibility. We need to make sure that these technologies are inclusive and available to everyone, not just people who can afford, the latest gadgets or who live in cities that are really tech savvy.
Yeah, I totally agree. Accessibility is so important. If AR and VR become like the main way to shop or experience fashion, we need to make sure that everyone can participate. We need to think about things like the cost of the hardware, the availability of internet access, and making sure the technologies themselves are designed to be usable by people with different abilities.
Right. It's like that saying, a rising tide lifts all boats.
Yeah.
We need to make sure these advancements in fashion technology benefit everyone.
Definitely.
Another thing I've been thinking about is authenticity.
Oh, yeah.
As digital fashion becomes more common and we start to see virtual clothes being bought and sold, how do we know they're valuable? How do we prevent counterfeiting or people copying digital designs without permission?
That's a really interesting challenge, and it's something the industry is trying to figure out right now.
Yeah.
It's uncharted territory. I think we're going to need new systems and standards to verify, if a digital fashion item is authentic and who owns it. Blockchain technology and NFTs are probably going to be important for this.
It feels like we're at the beginning of a huge change in the fashion world.
Yeah.
It's exciting, but it also comes with a lot of questions and challenges. Do you think we're ready for this?
Well, I think the fashion industry, especially with help from companies like Cloutfit.ai, has always been about innovation and pushing boundaries. AR and VR are just the latest chapter in that story. There will definitely be some bumps along the way, but the potential benefits are huge.
Yeah.
We have this opportunity to create a fashion world that's more sustainable, inclusive, and creative. And I'm really excited to see what happens next.
I love that. It's been an amazing deep dive into the world of AR and VR in fashion. From virtual try-ons to digital fashion and everything in between, it's clear that these technologies are changing the way we shop, design, and even think about clothes.
Absolutely.
And as we step out of the digital dressing room and back into the real world, the biggest takeaway for me is that the future of fashion is up to us.
Yeah.
We have the power to decide how these technologies are used and to make sure that they're a force for good in the world.
I couldn't agree more. We have these powerful tools. Let's use them wisely to create a fashion world that's stylish, sustainable, innovative, and inclusive.
Well said. And a big thank you to our sponsor, Cloutfit.ai, for supporting this deep dive into the amazing world of fashion technology. If you found this episode useful, share it with someone who loves fashion and tech, and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, keep it stylish.